We are happy to have you with us tonight for the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. And let's go.
Well, guys, Nick.
Thanks, David. It's great to have a mix of those things. Adapt or die, as they say. And now teams getting into the middle of the season. The truth is, it's a grind, Doris. You know it. You've covered it. 82 games. In your opinion, is that the right amount in terms of 82 games in a regular season?
I would say to you, it doesn't matter if it's the right amount. I think the reality is this is the business of the NBA. It's been 82 games for as long as I can remember, certainly in my lifetime of fandom, Kevin. So the reality is what we need to do is address the schedule. And you're starting to see that. Shortening the preseason. Stretching out those windows where you're not getting 4 games in 5 nights and the back-to-backs, particularly when there's back-to-back on national television. 82 games is going nowhere from a business standpoint. Let's make those 82 games the best we can by lengthening the season.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Pacers. Oladipo and Robinson on the perimeter. Miles Turner out there with Chris Bosh. And it's Collison in point guard.
Well, we know this. Jeremy Lin knows how to run an offense. His ability to find the open man uncanny.
Here's Turner. The rebound by the Nets. Outside Russell. Over Oladipo. Here's Mozgov. Score the basket. His second of 2 attempts.
Mozgov just never gives up on the glass, right? He knows how to snatch boards and come up with the easy buckets.
Collison dishes to Bosh. Off target with his 3. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Russell. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, not many guys entering the league impact their teams this fast. Russell is an exception.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throws of this game.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. And Nate McMillan with a solid track record as head coach in Seattle and Portland before taking over the Indiana Pacers.
Well, think about it. Before this job, 12 seasons, all coaching in the Northwest. And that goes along with 12 seasons as a player, all with the Sonics. He actually earned the nickname Mr. Sonic for almost 2 decades in Seattle.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
There's Lin with the 3. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Lin's got his first 3 points of the game.
How about 3 of 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Russell against Oladipo. Here's the floater. That shot, no good. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
And just the kind of start you're hoping to avoid. 1 for 5 from the field here early on.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Pacers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Turner with the screen. Bosh drives in. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Miles Turner is simply a workhorse. I mean, he keeps plays alive with his length and activity.
Lin from long range. Here's Mozgov, and he converts the layup. Mozgov's got 6 points.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Collison against Land. The drive by Collison. Bosh passes to Robinson. Knocked loose, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
And with the pause in the action, let's look at the numbers for Darren Collison. How last month turned out for him? 11th in free throw percentage. And his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
And he deserves credit for knocking down such a high percentage of his free throws. It's not a glamour part of the game, but incredibly important nonetheless. Poked loose. Feeds to Robinson. Over Russell. Kept alive. And Oladipo kicks to Collison. Okafor grabs the miss. Nets leading by 6. Over to the wing. Mozgov dishes to Lin. and he uses the glass on the layup. He's got 5.
Well, you have to love the focus. Jeremy Lin creating well for himself down low makes that one look easy.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. And he recovers it. Collison with another miss.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
And it's Okafor missing. Pacers trail by 8. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Off target with his 3. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the Detroit Pistons.
And with your defense, one part's your ability, the other, though, is effort, and that one they showed neither.
No, there's no question, Greg. I thought their defensive intensity was lacking from the outset. It looked like they were just hoping the other team would miss.
Well, it seems like it's been a while since the breakthrough of Lin's sanity, but Jeremy Lin is still breaking down walls for Asian and Asian American athletes. This guy has shattered stereotypes and inspired many to follow in his path.
And Indiana making a change here. Young's checked in. Turner against Mozgov. Oladipo outside. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Collison. Indiana again missing. And Doris, Jeremy Lin has been honest. In the past, he says that some have doubted him.
And I think that's always been the case for Jeremy Lin. Go back to his high school days. For Palo Alto High School, he wins a California State title. He's first team All-State, and yet he did not have a ton of Division I scholarship offers. It's surprising when you think about the level of competition he faced as a young basketball player.
Some changes for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Bogdanovich comes in for Robinson. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. Here's Okafor, and then Okafor slams it in.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Back to Joseph. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Pacers.
And they had a good split between their work in the paint and their three-point shooting. If the triple wasn't there for them on any given night, they were able to come inside and do some damage down low.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Here's Joseph. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Detroit. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Now let's take a moment to see the teams that lead the league in field goal percentage. Number 1, the Nets.
Just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
Young against Allen. And it's blocked.
A real struggle to shoot the ball in that first quarter.
Carroll passes to LeVert. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oladipo. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. Taking a look at Brooklyn. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And checking out Indiana, 8.5 games behind them.
And right now for the Pacers, they've done a good job staying relevant this season. I mean, I was concerned they'd suffer a drop-off, but give them credit. They've hung in here in this playoff race.
The resiliency has been crucial for this team. Anytime it looks like they may start to drag a little bit, they've picked it back up and stayed in the hunt.
Here's Young, and Young slams it home.
Well, don't you love how Young doesn't settle, right? He's going to get right into the teeth of defense on that dribble drive.
And Allen slams it in.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
Dinwiddie's shot is off.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Oladipo, a rebound by the Nets.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And the Pacers operating in a smaller market, some cost restraints for this franchise.
Right, this is not a team that can pay the luxury tax. It's not necessarily a free agent destination either. Those are challenges, but they have remained very competitive over the years.
And he banks in the layup. And the Nets lead by 20.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Sabonis, it's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Boy, nice feed, leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
And for the Nets, pretty good fan support in Brooklyn despite the team's losing ways.
Well, there's a lot of local pride. This is a great market. It's an absolutely beautiful new arena with the new front office in place. Things are certainly headed in the right direction. There's some optimism with that.
The 8-footer off the left rim and out. Pacers trail by 19. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And Corey Joseph, a terrific two-way player, Doris, at the combo guard.
Kev, he's got great pedigree. Remember, he began his career in San Antonio under the great Greg Popovich. This guy's a physical, mobile defender who will guard either the 1 or the 2. Well, you look at the Pacers, one of the better teams in field goal percentage last season, but their overall offensive efficiency lagged behind. The problem? Not enough threes and not enough free throws. And those extra points make a difference.
Off the pick. And Young slams it home.
Boy, how about the strength by Thaddeus Young on that dunk? My goodness gracious.
Dinwiddie dishes to Allen. He kicks it to Dinwiddie. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Fires the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Dinwiddie's got himself on the board with 3 there. Now the Pacers last season, Doris, top 5 in both free throw percentage and three-point percentage. Is the solution simply to get more of those shots?
Well, it certainly couldn't hurt if those are areas of strength, but you wouldn't mind seeing some drive and kick, attack the paint, and create those open three-point looks.
Passes to LeVert. To the inside. And slam dunk by Allen.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Well, I think they're getting quality shots, and it's thanks.
Ooh.
Oh, my God.
That's how you attack. Wow.
How'd he do that? Well, we know Oladipo is an elite dunker, one of the most creative guys when he's at the rim.
And so it's Brooklyn closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We've got more in store for you right after this. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid, and just like I would have died to get in that locker room, you know. So I always have a moment just sitting around and, you know, just not taking things for granted and really taking everything in. And, you know, I couldn't have written the script any better.
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help Greg but love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
That's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does,
sure.
but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And the Nets pretty much in control here, it would seem.
Well, I mean, they just got hot early from beyond the arc, and we'll just have to wait and see if they can keep that going.
You just try to keep riding this wave, right? They've been absolutely dominant from three-point territory.
They've got Damari Carroll out there. He's out there with Allen. Whitehead out there with Hollis Jefferson. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard position. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Wow, fantastic to see Hollis Jefferson hit it twice on the pipes, extends out and sends it back.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Screen by Jefferson. Sabonis kicks to Joseph. Indiana again missing. The Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Again, the Nets for 2.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now the dish to Young. Indiana making some changes. Chris Bosh is checked in for Sabonis. And Robinson the third comes in for Young. And it's Collison in for Corey Joseph. Collison kicks to Jefferson. Over Allen, and Allen with the block. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Shots good by Whitehead. Of course, they say that one of the toughest things about calling a game is balancing pure basketball knowledge with entertainment. What's your approach with that topic?
Do you know that was the last piece of broadcasting that I think fell into place for me? For a long time, I felt like I was proving myself, Kevin, so I didn't relax and enjoy it. But my son one time said to me, when we were watching a game, he said, Mom, you have to understand when the announcers are having fun, we're having fun.
Chemistry is such a big part of it, isn't it?
Crucial.
And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Collison against Land. Knocked loose. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's the Pacers with the ball. Still looking for their first basket since the first quarter. Last time they met was in Indiana.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
Yeah, I thought the giveaways were a tremendous factor. They were taking some chances. On D, jumping in the passing lanes, that sort of thing, and it really paid off for them.
He feeds it to Mozgov. Over Jefferson. He can't get that one, and it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Jefferson setting the pick for Collison. Bosh doesn't go that time. Excellent D there from Mozgov. 16 feet away. Russell, no luck. The Pacers have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Lynn against Collison. Shoots over Lynn. It's deflected, but he recovers it. 6 on the shot clock. Robinson with it. Now defended by Mozgov. Mozgov with the steal. And here's the fast break. Russell leading the way. And then Okafor slams it in.
And just showing great vision there. Russell surveys the floor and whips it to the open man. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
That shot, no good.
I'll tell you, I hate to say it, but he's been dragging them down all night. The effort's there, but he continues to be ice cold.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Well, typically speaking, transition points are high percentage looks. Get out and go, that's their philosophy.
Collison against Lynn. Jumper off the screen. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Collison's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Listen, we all know this. Al Jefferson is a big body, and he's willing to set big-time screens to get his guys open.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Collison kicks to Robinson. Robinson sets a screen for Bogdanovich, and stolen by Russell. And Lynn with a clear path to the hoop, and the shot goes down. Lynn's got 13 points.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
Collison kicks to Bosch. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively.
And a quick review, looking at some numbers here for Crabbe. He's putting up 13 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it. Well, guys, you think back to 2013 when the Nets pushed all their chips in for a title. When that collapsed, they had to embrace Plan B. So what do? They go into the Spurs organization, hire from that brain trust, and now are trying to build from the ground up.
Oladipo for 3. The putback, it's good on the putback.
Miles Turner is a major force on the backboards. If you do not put a body on him, he's going to make you look foolish.
Lynn from long range. Robinson pulls it in. Indiana's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Pass to Collison. Down low. And Turner at the basket on the assist by Collison. Collison's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, he continues to be a dangerous scorer for them, but he can't do it all by himself. Someone else has got to help them climb out of this hole. Boy, that's high-impact defense in the lane, standing tall to deny the easy bucket.
Oladipo, good.
Boy, how creative is Oladipo in the paint, understands how to use his frame to score on the interior.
Okafor against Bosch. Here's Lynn. Here's Mozgov. That's another one for him, his 5th in just 7 shots.
Boy, when you deliver the ball to Mozgov on the interior, he knows how to get it done.
And the wide open shot from Collison. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. Number 1, the Nets.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Allen's checked in for Mozgov. Damari Carroll comes in for Okafor. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Russell. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Joseph has an open look at the tip. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Allen, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
I am simply blown away by his accuracy. He has made every shot, and what's most important, his team is winning.
Sabonis kicks to Joseph. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
And that's the tough part of trying to keep him on the floor. Now he picks up that 3rd foul.
Whitehead's checked in for LeVert. Joseph with the ball. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Here's Hollis Jefferson, defended by Young.
Wow, solid decision-making from Rondé Hollis Jefferson. How about his ability to knife into the teeth of the defense? Tremendous speed.
And Oladipo kicks to Young. Screen by Young. Ripped away. Shot's good by Whitehead. Whitehead's got 6 points in the quarter.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Sabonis kicks to Young. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Joseph, that's good.
He's obviously hit a bit of a dry spell here. Only 1 of 5 this quarter.
Out to the right wing. Pass to Whitehead. Right wing. There's Hollis Jefferson. Off target from three-point range. Joseph doesn't go for him. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a major 39-point.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have an exhilarated home. It was a fast pace for Brooklyn at the outset. You could see the daggers in their eyes as they went on a 10-4 run to start things off. At the end of the first quarter, they found themselves way out on top. At the tail end, that's it for halftime. Glad you.
And we return to Brooklyn in the Barclays Center, which you can see from that gorgeous shot from above the arena. Brooklyn's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. On the court right now for the Pacers. Collison and Oladipo pair at the 1 and the 2. Chris Bosh is out there with Miles Turner, and it's Robinson in at the 3 slot.
Well, you know, a lack of effort defensively, and he gets a very good look from deep.
Collison kicks to Bosh. Teardrop shot. The putback. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And he gets the bucket. Russell's got his second basket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Left side, Turner. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got 5 assists in the game.
I think, you know, you look back on some of the point guards who have become head coaches in the NBA. Kenny Atkinson of the Nets, one of those guys, led the University of Richmond to the Sweet 16 back in 1988.
To the paint. Here's Bosh. Unable to get that one. Excellent D there from Okafor. Out to Russell. He dishes it to Lynn. He tries for 3. Pacers with the rebound. Bosh has got his 3rd rebound on the night. And Coach Atkinson never played in the NBA, but a long professional playing career.
Well, he played for over a decade in Europe. And certainly, Kev, there's more than one way to succeed in basketball. And now he's gaining a reputation as being a solid NBA coach early in his career. I can't wait to see what's next.
It's Oladipo on the wing. He's guarded by Russell and stolen by Russell. Pull up Jay. Again, the Nets for 2.
80% shooting to start the third, 4 for 5.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. In transition, here come the Nets. And a wide open look for Lynn. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Kevin, this feeling a little bit like Lynn's sanity. You love seeing Lynn get going like this.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Bosh. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Boy, ran his man right into the pick and got the open look. Basketball 101.
Lynn the pass to Russell. Over Oladipo. They get it back. Mozgov. Russell dishes to Lynn. Here's Crabbe. Banked in off the glass. Crabbe's got 5 points in the quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Shots good by Turner.
Look, Kevin, Miles Turner has great versatility, so he can score from anywhere, but right there is his bread and butter.
Russell from long range. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got his 5th assist in this one. The Pacers have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. It's tipped. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for the Nets.
And you like what they are doing from deep. The three-point shot has been there, and they are taking full advantage. Having that threat from outside also playing a factor in how well they are able to cause the defense to shift, opening up the lane and their mid-range game as well.
Okafor kicks to Lin. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
Collison kicks to Bosch. Mozgov with the steal. Russell dishes to Kraft. Lin against Collison. Lin the pass to Okafor. Here's Mozgov, and it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
No good, shot missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
I think if you think about the Pacers in the last decade and the value they have found in the draft, right? Danny Granger gets taken at 17th. Roy Hibbert at 17th. Lance Stevenson actually at 40th. Paul George was 10th. Miles Turner 11th. That's a very good track record.
And Brooklyn making a change here. LeVert's checked in. Joseph, he's checked in for Indiana.
Well, his entire career, Al Jefferson has been a high percentage scorer. He is so good at establishing deep position.
The feed to Mozgov. Okafor inside. He's covered by Bosch. Okafor gets the bucket. Okafor's got 8 points. And the Pacers trading away draft picks in recent seasons for players like Luis Scola and Doris Thaddeus Young. Given their great draft record, does that surprise you?
Well, I think when you consider their keen eye for rookies and the ability to evaluate talent, it makes you wonder why they boxed themselves in. Certainly you wonder if that had to do with the pressure to contend.
Some changes for Indiana. Sabonis comes in for Al Jefferson. Young is subbed in for Chris Bosh. And the outcome of the collective bargaining agreement and a potential 11-year stretch of labor peace, one of the longest in league history. Doris, what does that mean for this great game of ours?
Well, it means certainly that we can all take a sigh of relief. Everybody wants to play basketball and see basketball played. So great for the players, their representation, great for the league, and certainly great for the fans and the television partners.
And Doris, I sense such fairness on both ends, too. It really is a partnership.
You know, I think it would be wise for both the players and the ownership to remember they need each other to peacefully coexist and to thrive. And when you're trying to get an agreement that does the best by both parties, this is what you can have. You can have a long stretch of labor peace that makes everyone happy.
Well said. Here's Collison, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And we can look quickly at a group of rookies having a very good run, the top scoring first-year players in the NBA for the past 10 games. Outside, Bogdanovich. Back to Collison. Doris with every team looking to spread the floor, get that space. Most big men are being asked to increase their range. Is the practice time going into that taking away from working, for instance, on other fundamentals that a big guy should be working on?
Here's how you know this is for real. When you hear Dwight Howard talking about the fact that this guy is going to spend an entire summer trying to develop the range because he wants to extend his playing career.
Sure.
Dwight Howard at one time was the single most dominant back-to-the-basket low-post center. They surrounded surrounded him with shooters. They put him in pick and roll, and he was an absolute monster. You know what? I don't know if it'll take away from the other fundamentals for the center. I do know that the role of center has drastically changed in the NBA.
And here's a look at some numbers for Carroll, how his last 10 games have gone. He's putting up about 5 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Brooklyn's gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. Count that bucket. Dinwiddie's got 5 now.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Here's Bogdanovich, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, despite his struggles from the field in this period, you know he's going to keep asking for the basketball.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Knocks it loose. And Joseph kicks to Collison. Shot clock at 5. Now the pass to Bogdanovich. The kick out to Collison from past the arc. Rebounded by the Nets.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day, and now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend. And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Joseph up top. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. We've seen him miss a couple from the line so far, going 2 for 4. Free throw good, Joseph. And the Nets making a change here. Whitehead's checked in. Indiana also making some changes. Turner comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Victor Oladipo in for Darren Collison. And the Nets throwing big money at restricted free agents in recent years, trying to add talent any way they can.
Well, and sometimes being willing to overpay if they have to. With no high draft picks walking through that door, they've got to exploit every opportunity to improve this roster.
Screen by Young. Now, here's Oladipo. He's guarded closely. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's in there. Young's got 6.
Boy, masterful work from Thaddeus Young. He's got such tremendous length down there.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Carroll with the 3. Offensive rebound. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. There's Hollis Jefferson. From outside, off the mark. Oladipo outside. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. 5 seconds left in the third quarter. And a miss there off the inbound. And so it's Brooklyn, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Pacers shooting only 31%. Their offense really struggling to put possessions together. Allen is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Allen Crabbe. Then it's Mozgov. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Used the screen and took it all the way.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Buries it from three-point range.
And weak rotation desperation defensively. This is not a guy you want to leave open when you're trying to stay in the game.
Now, the defense just not in sync there, right? You've got to do a better job communicating. Boy, plenty of time left on the clock. He needs to keep his poise. That's his 4th foul now.
Al Jefferson, he's checked in for Turner. Young outside. Knocked away. Stevenson outside. Jefferson, a screen on Mozgov. And it's Stevenson missing.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Pass to Leaf. And here's Young. Shortening the preseason, adding a week to the regular season to avoid some back-to-back stores. How much is that going to help the players, you think, stay healthy?
You know, this is a fascinating development in one of the areas where the NBA was so proactive in long-term health and well-being of their players. Kevin, I'm anxious to see. Everybody was frustrated by the number of preseason games. They didn't matter. And so I think by taking some of those games that have zero impact on the season, zero impact on how you evaluate and put your team together, is going to be critical to avoiding back-to-backs and the dreaded 4 games in 5 nights. I'm so excited to see how this plays out.
Doris, we're going to get a better product in the regular season. We're going to see players fresher, less injured. I mean, it's a win-win.
Agreed.
That free throw good from Oladipo. And last season, Victor Oladipo making big advances in his ability to shoot the 3.
Well, I thought Oladipo just played with a confidence that we hadn't seen before when he was taking perimeter shots. He seemed to trust his perimeter game more, and it helps when you have the green light.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Okafor's checked in for Allen. D'Angelo Russell comes in for Hollis Jefferson, and it's Jeremy Lin in for Dinwiddie.
And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? You took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
Or who are some of the guys that surprise you with their toughness on a nightly basis in the NBA?
You know, you have to think historically, pound for pound in the history of the NBA, the toughest single guy was Allen Iverson. For me, the current iteration, and I'm not saying that Isaiah Thomas is Allen Iverson, they're drastically different players because Isaiah doesn't have that kind of athleticism that AI had early. But Isaiah at 5'9", to continually find his way into the paint, to be willing to attack the bigs, to absorb the kind of pounding he does, and get himself into the MVP conversation, Kevin, really, that was incredible.
LeBron probably takes, for a guy his size, you think he can dish it out, but I'm telling you, I think he gets whacked all the time.
I think, Kevin, this is the single hardest guy in the NBA to officiate today, and frankly, I do not believe LeBron James goes to the foul line as much as he deserves.
Well said. Screen by Jefferson. Here's Young, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Young's got 5 points now this quarter.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
You simply can't give him that. You have to fight through the screen and at least get a hand in the face of the shooter.
Here's Lin, and Jefferson sends it back.
I love to see a little nasty from Al Jefferson on the defensive end. Uses his length well right there.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Here's Lin, out to the right wing, shoots, and it's off the back rim, no good.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for Indiana. On offense, here are the Pacers. They're on a 13-3 run, and Young kicks to Jefferson. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
There's Crabbe with the 3. There's Mozgov, and Mozgov throws it down.
Wow, you can see the amount of stress Mozgov puts on the rim when he dunks.
Stevenson outside. Jefferson setting the pick for Stevenson. To the middle. That's good from Jefferson on the assist from Stevenson. And that's now 6 points for Al Jefferson. The Nets have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Okafor kicks to Lin. Let's keep it alive. Right side, Russell. Okafor in the post. There's Lynn with the three. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his third rebound tonight. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can develop your game. One, it teaches you how to pass and cut, right? You cannot be effective in a 3-on-3 game unless you understand how to screen for somebody, how to set yourself up to come off of a screen. The shorter dynamic of the 3-on-3 in a half-court environment is one of the best ways to learn how to play the game of basketball.
I love that analysis. That's terrific. And so he makes both from the line. Nets shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. Mozgov, good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Mozgov, the big Russian, takes a little more than that to slow him down.
And Young kicks to Robinson. Floats one up. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And that one misses. And he sinks the second. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
And that one's good. Russell.
And you can see where they're attacking here in the fourth, strictly from the perimeter.
Well, they've got the green light to pull the trigger from three, and I'll tell you, they put it to good use here.
Young, a screen on Lynn, and there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Or as it seems like individual all-star and MVP voting is heavily influenced by how players' teams perform. Is that a good thing?
Well, I will say this, Kevin. I have a vote in some of the postseason awards. And if, in fact, I've got two players at the same position and I need some line of demarcation to separate one from another, a team's win-loss record may influence that. Now, you might say it's unfair, but sometimes the difference between a player making it and not making it is minuscule. I would say this to you, Kevin. I would like to see all-star teams go out to 15 players as opposed to 12. There are 3 teams, first, second, and third, all NBA. Why not have 15 guys on the all-star team?
Excellent idea.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Kicks it to Mozgov. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. And that's now 18 points for Timofey Mozgov. And Indiana shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Russell against Joseph. And stolen by Cram. Mozgov drives in. Crab dishes to Okafor. Mozgov passes to Lynn. And the Nets, another 3.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
There's no doubt. They're making all the right moves. Their chemistry tonight has been phenomenal.
And here are the Nets. They're on a 12-4 run. Dishes it to Cram. Again, the Nets for 2. Doris, one result of the new CBA, minimum contracts increasing 45%. That's a big help to the NBA's working class, I think.
Well, I don't think there's any question that you see increasingly role players, someone like Draymond Green, whose value has not necessarily translated in terms of points per game, but his value to winning can't be calculated. And you're right. You know, you see important role players and guys below the superstar level increasingly becoming better compensated. And hey, listen, there's more of the pie to go around. Who doesn't enjoy a little more cherry pie, Kev?
Yeah, good thoughts. Good thoughts. And Stevenson's checked in for Indiana. Here's Robinson. He can't get that one to fall. Excellent D there from Mozgov.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Nets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Timofey Mozgov.
And with the way he came out energized on the defensive end in particular, getting a hand on a lot of shots, that really got them rolling.
Joseph against Len. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And finally finding a rhythm, but unfortunately a little too late.
Well, you wonder if they can use the momentum they've built here into the next game, because this one looks over.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed. Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Russell kicks to Lynn. Good, and the assist goes to Russell.
Up by double digits, little time remaining. Way to defend your house.
Well, this is what you call taking care of your business, showing dominance on their home floor. What an excellent effort.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. Free throw good, Joseph. And Joseph drops them both. 15 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Russell kicks to Okafor. In the corner, it's Lynn. Over Young. A second chance effort. And the layup good by Mozgov.
Boy, what can you say about Mozgov this game? He has been a huge factor with his offense.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling